Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade and this is my show Let's Talk 40k. We're talking Tyranids. I love Tyranids. If you haven't seen any of our content before, I have a show called There's Only Lore. In the Grimdark of the 41st Millennium, There's Only Lore. Cover lore of Tyranids, Necrons, all kinds of different things. This is my show where I talk about the rules. Okay, so we only have 10 minutes. Let's get into it. Today we're talking Swarm Lord. Good old Swarmy. I have not liked the Swarm Lord in previous editions, but I kind of think he's okay right now. He's a little expensive for my taste, but he's got some good things going on. So let's talk about the stat block, for example. Movement 8, pretty good. Tough 10, all tyrants are. Obviously there's tougher things that we got walking around, so meh. 2 plus save, it's the best you can have. 10 wounds, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Leadership 7 plus, who cares because he's Synapse. Objective control 3, I haven't had that make a difference. So this is new for him. He has a ranged psychic weapon, which I feel like on paper is pretty good. So Synaptic Pulse, it's a torrent, which is cool. Not having to roll the hit is pretty cool. 18 inches, not bad. D6 plus 3, that's not bad. I mean, 6 on average. Strength 5, not great. So let's see. It's 3 against Marines. You need a 3 to wound Marines. AP1, that's where it goes right out the window and kind of becomes trash. AP1 is only really good against Imperial Guardsmen, Orc Warboys, Fire Warriors, the lowest of the low, tough 3. It's not great, and because it's not great, it's not going to result in a lot of wounds. It deals 2 damage a pop, which theoretically is okay. You might kill 1 or 2 Marines with it. Most of the Marines are going to save out of it, so that's the problem with that. Okay, so going down to Bone Sabers. So he's going to have 4 Bone Saber arms, which is, pretty cool. Twin Linked, which means you get to reroll on wounds, which is not bad. I actually think Twin Link gets a bad rap. I think Twin Link is better than what a lot of people say it is. But, I like it. 8 attacks, that's pretty good. Let's focus on the positive. 8 attacks, that's pretty good. Weapon skill at 2 plus, that's pretty good. He doesn't degrade. So if you take a look over in the abilities, he doesn't get worse when he gets down to 1 to 5 wounds or whatever. So that's pretty good. Strength 9, man, you'd like to think that's good. It's double tough in Marines, which is good. AP2, if I can't get AP2, I don't even show up. So AP2 is kind of the bottom of the barrel for me. And that's hard to say and talk about because we have a decent amount of AP2, a lot of AP1 or AP0, and almost nothing 3 or 4. Which is why I feel that Necrons are in a golden age right now. 3 damage, which is pretty good. You're going to kill Marines on this. You're even going to kill the beefier guys, like dudes with shields and stuff like that. So veteran Blade Guard and stuff like that. It's not great. He's not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take him and he's gonna wreck face. Like, it's not that good. Deadly Demise, keep in mind, Deadly Demise, you have to roll a 6 to turn it on, and then it's everyone in 6 inches. So D3, it could mean a lot. It could hurt your own guys though, so be careful there. He's a leader, but the only thing that he can lead is Tyrant Guard. Tyrant Guard are pretty good, so I like Tyrant Guard. He obviously, takes place with the Shadow of the Warp and benefits from Synapse, even though he himself is a Synapse creature. Let's go over the keywords. He's a monster. He's a character. He's an epic hero, which means you can only take 1. He's a Psyker, Great Devourer, the Swarm Lord. He's a Hive Tyrant, and he's a Synapse creature, so he creates Synapse. Synapse Bubble is 6 inches out. Let's go into the abilities. At the start of your command phase, if this model is on the battlefield, you gain 1 CP. That is a lot better than I originally felt that it was. I did bring the Swarm Lord in a game. I put him with some Tyrant Guard, I put him center board, and he took and held the center objective. And then he just kind of sat on it for the rest of the game. I wasn't happy about that performance. I tried to inch him closer to get his 18-inch Synaptic Pulse weapon, but nobody even came at him. Like, nobody charged at him to try to take that away from me, so I held that the entire game, and I don't know. Functionally, he kind of felt like a waste. Now, having that Hive Commander, on the other hand, that extra CP in 10th actually goes quite a ways. So I play the Invasion Fleet, and being able, for me, basically being able to rapid regen every turn for free is kind of what it felt like. Um, it it made a big difference. I felt like it wasn't gonna make a big difference. It made a big difference. So that was actually pretty cool. Can't lie about that. Malign Presence. Once per battle, after your opponent uses a stratagem, if that model is your warlord and is on the battlefield, you can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the battle, increase the stratagem cost of your opponent by 1 CP. There are good stratagems to do this on. So, Pop and Smoke, when players pop smoke for their vehicles, that's a pretty good one. I think Transhuman is still pretty good to use it against. I think Transhuman is still a stratagem. So it kind of requires you to know your opponent and to know their big stratagems that make a big effect, and therefore also the stratagem that most positively affects your opponent's army. Pay attention to what they use. Look into it ahead of time. It's a cool ability, and I think just about everyone's got one person who does that, one model who does that. Domination of the Hive Mind. It's an aura with a friendly. While a friendly Tyranid unit is within 9 inches of this model, that unit is within the army's synapse range. So it basically means his synapse is a 9-inch bubble instead of a 6-inch bubble, which is good. It's good. I like to put the Invasion Fleet adaptation Synaptic Linchpin on my Neurotyrant, but this is pretty good. I think another really good way or a good thing to do with this is I like to run a Neurotyrant, or I would run a Swarm Lord without Tyrant Guard, or maybe with Tyrant Guard. But anyways, the point is, with 2 groups of 10 or 2 groups of 20 gaunts, and use the stratagem to just give free gaunts every turn. So they're within Synapse, so I can target 2 different units with it, and then just keep on throwing free gaunts into those units. I like Hormagaunts. I guess I'm going to have to look at Termagaunts because there's some pretty good stuff that you can do with that, especially with the economy of attacks, and then with Invasion Fleet stratagems being able to, I believe, give lethal hits. Yeah, but that's kind of where that falls. In the end, I like the Swarm Lord more than any other edition. Like I said, I've only used him once in only one 10th edition game. I've used him in other editions, but I've only used him in one 10th edition game. He made more of a difference than I thought he was, and I still don't think he's worth the points. From everything I see, the Maliceptor is still worth the points. But he's definitely a scary guy. Put some Tyrant Guard with him and get him into melee combat with somebody, and they will regret it. They should regret it if your dice are with you. That's all the time that we have today. So we here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you can spend your time on the internet anywhere. We want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.